President-elect Donald Trump just calling Russian President Vladimir Putin very smart. That's his response as Putin puts off any retaliation moves against us for those sanctions. Instead, Russian officials seem more than happy to mock our current administration, trolling it with tweets like this one, in which they basically call Obama a lame duck. I want to go to Ambassador Bolton right now, John Bolton, who isn't laughing. Ambassador, you say this is perhaps, again, an example of Russia effectively mocking the U.S.?
Well, certainly the lame duck tweet. I mean, we're deeply into high school here, and that's not how you make policy one way or the other. I would say that on Putin's decision not to expel American diplomats in retaliation for Obama's declaring 35 of theirs persona non grata. Look, this has all the earmarks of a ploy. I mean, the way this was set up, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov is reported publicly to have proposed to Putin that Russia expel 35 American diplomats. So they report the recommendation of the foreign minister, and then Vladimir Putin says, no, we won't do that. What a sweetheart. Really. And then it's reported in the Russian press that they've invited the children of families of American diplomats in Moscow to the Christmas party. It's Eastern Orthodox Christmas, obviously. Invited the children to a Christmas party. I mean, this guy has got a heart of gold, right? So, you know, this could be entirely intended for the effect that they want to create, which is Vladimir Putin's a man you can do business with.
All right. So how do you respond to Donald Trump's tweet saying that he's very smart?
He is smart. That's what worries me.
So that worries you, but, you know, in many ways, and this is what, look, Obama has been accused of all along, of effectively playing checkers when he needs to be playing chess. The fact that he is so smart and he's thinking about things perhaps on a different level, with a different nuance than we have previously, is Donald Trump up to the task? In other words, you know, it takes two to tango. Can he play this diplomacy quote-unquote game with Putin at his speed?
Sure, but it's more than just diplomacy. This is the combination of politics and espionage and military that are all part of a spectrum. They're not separate things. So if the evidence that people have talked about referring to Russian efforts to meddle in our elections, unsuccessfully to be sure, thank goodness, but nonetheless a direct attack on the integrity and trust and confidence people have in our constitutional process. If that turns out to be right, and the President-elect will meet with intelligence people next week, then I think we've got a serious problem. And to prevent future attacks, you've got to create in the feeling in the Kremlin, in Moscow, and in other foreign capitals of deterrence, that if they do this, they will...
Well, do you do that by expelling diplomats, or do you do that by, say, launching your own cyber attack in retaliation?
No, and I've been saying this ever since Obama's announcement yesterday. He has made a big mistake in lumping together his response to the cyber attack on the DNC and elsewhere, and the response to the harassment of American diplomatic personnel in Moscow, because he has confused the issues.
Right. It's gotten political. And by the way, his critics are going to say this, and this may be, in fact, one of his motives. We don't know, that he's just trying to rally his base. In other words, this was done to publicly make this a much bigger story. Unfortunately, I'm out of time. I got to leave it there. But Ambassador Bolton, always good to see you. Pretty fascinating to watch all of this unfold. We're going to be right back.